they're looking around for a candidate who, A, wants to support Hamas, and B, is more of an extremist than Joe Biden on the climate. He's just not extreme enough for them on several issues. And he approved the Willow Oil Project in Alaska in March 2023, set off a wave of criticism from climate activists. I mean, this guy has done like one thing. Maybe that's about it for oil exploration. Everything else he's done has hampered us on that. A young climate activist interrupted White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre the other day to say 1 million young people wrote to the administration pleading not to approve a disastrous oil drilling project. To offset some of the criticism from the president's supporters, the Biden administration blocked oil and gas leases on half of the acres in the National Petroleum Reserve. For some climate activists, though, who called the Willow Project a carbon bomb, the appeasement did very little. It's insulting that Biden thinks this will change our minds about the Willow Project, Kristen Monsell said. And, you know, these are all experts on everything. So Jill Stein, accused by some of throwing the election to Trump in 2016, RFK Jr. has $15 million in backing to get him on the general election ballots. But under the flag of the Green Party, Stein will have nationwide ballot access. And so I guess this is to provide leftists, extremists with an option. Marianne Williamson also said she's unsuspending her campaign.
Right.
Yeah, because the radicals are not happy with Biden right now. This should be fun to watch just how radical they can all get. And you know they're going to get bad.
Yeah.
And speaking of the climate, did you notice that they're now saying that EVs, which were supposed to be one of the big solutions to the climate change situation,
I love this story.
more toxic than combustion engines? Wait, what? Yeah, the stuff that comes out of the so it's not coming out of the tailpipe.
No.
But it's coming from the brake system and other places on the EV because they're so heavy that it spews little particulates into the air that make things worse than what comes out of your tailpipe.
That's awesome. I love that.
It's the best study
That is great.
ever.
And speaking of EVs, you know, obviously Elon Musk is big on saving the planet. Mm-hmm. He's got the Tesla and everything. Did you see over in Berlin earlier today or whatever overnight, some eco freaks set fire to a Tesla plant over there.
Oh, wow.
Great.
Started an electrical fire. I'm sure that's good for the atmosphere, right?
Yeah, that's helpful. Yeah.
People are insane.
Ridiculous.
But no, I like this. I always like it when a government-backed solution is always a bigger problem than whatever they're trying to fix.
Backfires. And it happens almost every time.
Every time.
This study first came out and was published in 2022. And it was put in a Wall Street Journal op-ed. And it found that brakes and tires on these EVs release 1,850 times more particulate matter.
I love it.
than the gas-powered cars. 1,850 times more? Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Whatever.
okay.
But let's go green by 2030.
Yep, exactly. Let's not produce any gas-powered engines after 2030. Let's make everything electrical, and then everything's going to be fine. You know the EV battery just by itself weighs 1,000 pounds? 1,000 pounds. So, yeah, it's going to be heavier than the gas-powered engine. And they're 400 times. So, the tire emissions alone are 400 times more problematic than the tailpipe emissions.
Incredible.
I think it was Keith that brought it up last week where Teslas are not allowed to park in old parking lots because they're that heavy.
Oh, the parking garages.
Oh, yeah, because they could fall through.
They could fall.
That's how heavy they
That's
are.
how heavy they are.
And not only that,
My
but
gosh.
when they catch fire crews can't get in there and put them out.
Yeah.
Can't put them out.
And all this discussion, we haven't even talked about what they're doing to the earth.
The mining.
Through the mining, the rare earth
Right.
minerals, the human rights violations associated with that.
Like kids are the one mining your silver, whatever you need to get those batteries out. Yeah.
So?
Oh, sorry.
So what? What, the kids should just have a free ride and sit at home watching TV? Is that what you want?
Yes, sorry. That was my white rage. I apologize.
Yeah.
Rage.
Why don't you think that through, Chris?
I will.
Think it through a little bit. Also in our military, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion has become the main focus.
Oh, no.
Not defending the nation or protecting Americans.
Yeah, you're going to watch this clip and not feel safer. That's for sure.
Yeah, watch this.
Of inclusion across all groups in the military.
Oh, boy.
Come back tomorrow morning for the first 10 minutes and then run away.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to focus a little bit more today on
Are you?
my story.
Oh, your
and that
story.
of transgender service members.
Yeah, let's
and
hear your
how
story.
and why
I can't
that
wait.
fits into the picture.
And who's this guy?
Of why inclusion matters. Why does it matter to us
Why?
as a military? Why is it not a negative that some people may believe it to be? And how do we as leaders use it to enhance mission accomplishment?
Okay.
But I want to start here.
Okay,
sorry.
start.
This was less than 2 years ago,
Oh, boy.
2 days after a 10-hour surgery that opened me up from here to here and washed out all my insides with chemotherapy after removing several organs.
And we paid for it.
I was terrified. This was, as I said, this was 2 days later,
Right.
and I was still terrified.
Yeah,
Not that I was going to die, which was certainly a consideration before the surgery,
sure.
but that I'd never put the uniform back on again.
Oh, wow.
No, bro.
Don't say that.
All of us come into the service knowing there will be a day we take the uniform off for the final time.
So there's a guy trying to be a
hope
girl,
That
right?
it is on our terms.
I think.
Need to work on that.
In many cases, it's not. That is the cost of service.
Service.
Okay.
But we want to get to that day where it is our choice
Yeah.
whether or not
Yeah.
we take this uniform off.
Okay.
And I did not know that I would be healthy enough
You didn't
to
know?
ever put it on again. But there is a reason that I wanted to stay,
Okay.
that I wanted to be part of this military service. And I hope by the end of what we get through today, you'll realize exactly what that is.
Me too. I really hope so. What I'd like to see is an entire military of transgendered people. That's what I'd like to see.
We're
Wouldn't
close.
you?
We're close to that.
We're pretty close,
We're
right?
close to that. It feels like it.
It does feel
Seriously.
like it.
Honestly, it just
It feels like everybody now is trans, bi, gay,
And you're
lesbian,
paying for it.
Queer, questioning, whatever. And yeah, and we get to foot the bill.
and yeah, not even just financially, but as a nation.
My gosh.
God bless our men and women in uniform. But if you've got seminars like that your troops and your airmen and whatnot are forced to sit through, that's not time spent wisely, I'll tell you that. Figure out how to defend us.
And is it not taking away from
Right.
other issues and other preparation
Yes.
we could be making?
Correct.
I don't know. It just seems a little counterintuitive and counterproductive with the U.S. military focusing on that instead of everything else. I went to Dune last night, and
Oh, yeah.
before the movie, they played this commercial from the National Guard. Ooh. Watch this.
We get how uncertain the future is.
Okay.
We've come of age in a complex world,
Yeah.
face to face with problems we didn't create.
With problems they didn't create.
So what's gonna happen next?
What's going to happen? Tell me. In the National Guard, what's going to happen next?
We are.
They are.
Because our future is the future. The life we have chosen has prepared us for this.
Okay.
So we're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day.
Build bridges and hospitals.
We're gonna save families from disasters
Save families from disasters.
and feed those left in the cold.
Okay. Isn't this
We're going
the
to do all
Peace
this
Corps
and more.
or is it the National Guard in the
Because we
U.S.
have an
Army?
appointment with destiny.
Okay,
We
first of all,
invite you to join
I got
us.
it. They're completely blameless in any issue that's going on. They're fantastic, and it's us, it's the boomers and the Gen Xers and all you evil people that have created the problems they've got to now clean up. And they're going to clean it up, though, through their service to humanity. Really? That's what you're going to do in the National Guard? I mean, yes, there is some of that, but you know what else there is? Killing people!